All right, welcome back to the channel. So Ryan Garcia has a bunch of fighters jumping on his chest for running his mouth when he ain't accomplished nothing. First guy is Abner Mares. Second guy is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia and and the back and forth he had with Abner Mares and Floyd Mayweather Jr. in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers, and thank you so much to everybody that supports the channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell icon. Also, thank you to everybody that supports in the Patreon and the members of the channel and the live streams we do Monday through Friday at 11:40 Central Time and OG Boxing Talk at 8 a.m. Central Time on Sunday. Ryan Garcia is a very, very good fighter out in his lightweight division, fights for Golden Boy Promotions, and is really doing an excellent job during this quarantine time of keeping his name out there, marketing himself, getting in back and forths with fighters. He's been in back and forths with Gervonta Davis. He's been I think he's been back and forth with Devin Haney, back and forth. Now he's back and forth with Abner Mares because I have to assume now. Ryan Garcia news hits me every, I see it passing, but I don't comment on everything. But from what I see, from what I understand, Abner Mares criticized him, Ryan Garcia, for saying that he wanted to beat up an MMA fighter, right? Now, because we know there's a lot of conversations and a lot of back and forth between MMA fighters and boxers, and this, kind of following the wave of the Floyd Mayweather Jr., Conor McGregor, cross-promotional MMA boxing type of thing, that that type of stuff that's going on. But Abner Mares took exception to it, and he was funny because Abner Mares is really right. Abner Mares said, man, it's interesting this dude is talking about what he's going to do against guys in MMA when he's not accomplished anything in his own sport. And then Ryan Garcia blasts back and says something about, okay, whatever, old man, you can come get knocked out, something like that, right? Maybe I'll come knock you out in the first round like you were knocked out. So I guess somebody had knocked out Abner Mares in the first or second round, or he's saying, Abner Mares, because I don't know if Abner Mares has ever been knocked out in the second round. Maybe Ryan Garcia is saying that Abner Mares can also get knocked out in the first or second round, like he did, I guess, Jason Duno. Ryan Garcia did Jason Duno and did Francisco Fonseca, the two first round or early round knockouts that Ryan Garcia got last time. And then Floyd Mayweather Jr. also talked about Ryan Garcia and said, hey man, that Ryan Garcia is a good fighter. He's a nice, whatever he said. But look, man, my guy ran you out of the gym. Rolly Romero. So Rolly, if you're not familiar with Rolly Romero, I think Rolly Romero he might be a lightweight dude. He's a big, strong kid, man. I think he might be at 140 pounds, man. It's hard for me to believe Rolly Romero is going to be running around a lightweight. But Rolly Romero is not a lot of people have heard of him outside of like really hardcore boxing scenes, but he's a kid, Converse, really hardcore boxing channels, but he's a kid that fights out of Mayweather Gym. Who is he? Real cool with I think he's real cool with Teofimo Lopez. I've seen him back and forth go on Teofimo Lopez, and Rolly Romero's always talking about how he'd knock out Tank and how he'd knock out these guys. But Rolly Romero probably can back up some of that, man, because that dude has tremendous power. I think he's kind of flawed, like defensively, he's kind of flawed. But I mean, he's really got very powerful dude, man. So apparently Ryan Garcia had sparred Rolly Romero in Mayweather Gym and then had to run up out of there because Rolly Romero is trying to kill him. At least that's what Floyd Mayweather, the story that Floyd Mayweather Jr. tells. So you've got two upper level fighters. One is a Hall of Fame fighter. The other guy is a champion. I mean, Abner Mares he's a former champion. I think he was a champion at 126. Pretty sure he's a champion at 126. I don't think he was a champion. No, he's a champion at 126. 122. I think Abner Mares' belt was at 122, but he's a former champion. He got in there and, was a good fighter, very good fighter, man. Now, I think he might have faked that eye injury to get out of that demolition that was going to take place with Gervonta Davis. But all in all, Abner Mares is a champion, which brings me to my point with Ryan Garcia and how I just can't believe that I've actually gotten wrapped up into this stuff, because once I said, the first time I looked at it, I was like, Abner Mares is talking smack about Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia is going back with him. But hold on, Ryan Garcia ain't done nothing. I was like, hold on, you're right. Ryan Garcia hasn't done anything, man. Ryan Garcia was looking like super questionable until his last two fights. Then he got and was questionable by a lot of people before his last two fights. But what happened was, people made a assumption about Ryan Garcia that was wrong, because Ryan Garcia had somebody pull out of a fight on him, and he was asked to fight Jason Duno, the Filipino kid, Jason Duno, who was undefeated at the time, or he might have had one loss. I think he was undefeated though, but an up and coming fighter in his weight class. And Ryan Garcia said no, he didn't want that. He didn't want it. So a lot of people thought that meant Ryan Garcia was ducking Jason Duno. But then the fight was actually made once Ryan Garcia got re-signed by Golden Boy and was given more money from Golden Boy, all of that stuff that went on. Ryan Garcia fought Jason Duno and knocked him out. So it was like, it made him look good because he knocked out somebody that a lot of people thought that he was scared to fight, right? And then he backed it up again with another knockout of somebody in Francisco Fonseca that Gervonta Davis had already knocked out, but he did it quicker and without any real, without any back and forth at all, where Gervonta Davis, it took him longer to fight. It took him longer to knock out Romero on the undercard of that Floyd Mayweather Jr. Conor McGregor fight. But that aside, that's the hype. But that and the way that Ryan Garcia, or the perception that how Ryan Garcia looks, will eventually translate into a lot of fans buying his fights down the road. Those two things are the reasons in my opinion, that people are even talking about Ryan Garcia. Because if you look at what Ryan Garcia has actually accomplished, and you look at the fighters that are the other top fighters that are around his age that came in, and Ryan Garcia is the furthest back in the pack. If you look at, because it's Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson have all already become champions. And Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney are both champions in the same weight class that Ryan Garcia is fighting in. So if he's talking all this, he's putting himself forward as this, is this killer, but nothing that he has actually done in the ring would put his accomplishments up with the guys that came out around the same time that he came out. So, this is really cool for videos, for conversation's sake, to listen to the laughs, to hear all the smack talking, going back and forth. All of that is fun. All of that is fine. But at a certain point in time, when boxing comes back, Ryan Garcia is going to have to prove it by actually fighting somebody that's got a chance to beat him. Now, I don't think that there's a rush to do it because he's still early on. He's still early on in his career, and I do believe that they will eventually do that because Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo Alvarez during the early parts of their career really did fight, top level competition. I think Oscar De La Hoya did it throughout his career. Canelo Alvarez has done it throughout his career, but, you know, with a little bit of BS here and a little bit of BS there. But, you know, those guys have fought type competition. So I believe that since those are the people that he's patterned himself after, that Ryan Garcia is eventually going to get into those big fights. I hope that he doesn't become like, you know, a pretty boy version of Jaime Munguia, because Jaime Munguia over there at Golden Boy, I'm still waiting on Jaime Munguia to fight somebody. And I think Jaime Munguia might have got that belt off of Saddam Ali 2 years ago, but he's still ranked and still acting as if he's going to be fighting at 100. Well, I think he did relinquish his 154-pound belt, but there's what's the time frame on him fighting somebody serious at 160, right? So I'm just hoping I'm really hoping that Ryan Garcia doesn't turn into, like I said, like a pretty boy version of Jaime Munguia, because that would be ridiculous. And I think he may need to be, because of all of the guys that I've seen, all of the guys that I mentioned that are around there. I think Ryan Garcia, although he's very good, is probably the weakest of that bunch. But that's my take. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.